we are to have any semblance of
Peace, unity, and welcome my conscious and unconscious family and friends. This is the all-new Village Community Podcast, and I am truly your host of the show, JC, aka Afro Black, dropping nothing but the raw and uncut, without any fear, as I use my mic as a spear to chuck you with liberated truth. I am your host and your native soldier in the struggle. My purpose and mission for this show is first to enlighten, inform, and engage. And I want to engage with all who claim to know the truth. All truth seekers and my native family, I welcome you. This show is dedicated to all our indigenous native ancestors and to all those who've carried the mantle of truth, and to every person with the ability to throw off the chains of comfortable habit and unwarranted assumption and move in a new, liberated direction that is guided by truth and observational evidence, no matter where that direction may lead you. My main objective and purpose here is freedom, mind, soul, and spirit. That being said, welcome to Village Community Podcast, and much love from our great universal goddess and mother of all living here and above.
DC in the house.
With your host, JC, aka Afro Black. It's Spear Chucker that shut you down, you sucker.
This is how we ride and roll. Soldier for life for show. This is how we ride and roll. Soldier for life for show. This is how we ride and roll. Soldier for life for show.
Hey, everybody. This is JC, aka Afro Black, and I am here with you at the all-new Village Round Table Talks. I'm here on this beautiful Indigenous Sunday. Do you feel me? Just to, touch some bases and some talk on some things that I want to talk about that I haven't talked about and been wanting to talk about. So I'm here today, people. This is JC, aka Afro Black, here on the Village Round Table Talks, and I'm hoping my people join me. The line is open. If you want to join in, my village chat line is open. You can chime in. It won't cost you a dime. Just a bit of your indigenous time is scrolling across the screen right there. You can see it, 518-425-1735. That again, that is 518-425-1735. And you can need the conference key to get through the door, and that is 976776. That is 976776. And you can join me here live on the show, The Village Roundtable Talks here, and we're going to continue a topic matter I want to do, and it's a part 3. Why should we vote? Why should us, American Indians, NIIJI'S, why should we participate in this despicable thing called a Democratic presidency? Yes, I say it like that. Why I say it's despicable? If anybody saw the debate just last week, you know why it's despicable. I mean, nobody really answered a question that was put to them. They answered it the way they wanted to answer it, and they was doing nothing but mudslinging at each other, people. That's all they were doing, mudslinging. Everybody throwing left and right and left at each other. That's all everybody was doing. Nobody really answering any questions. Nobody was answering any questions that the so-called black and brown community had. The questions that was being posed to them is what the Democrats and the Republicans want us to hear. That's the questions that was posed to them, the questions they want us to hear. Do you feel me? They didn't answer the question of the layman, the regular average everyday Joe They didn't answer any questions and pose any questions that the populace, the community, each and every community and every urban city and every urban community and every urban city around the United States and outside in Mexico and even in Canada. No questions was really answered, people. It was basically just a game of mudslinging at each other. That's all they were doing. Let me change my music. Something more comparable. Do you feel me? Let me play something right quick right here. Yeah. So again, people, we're here at the Village, and what I want to talk about, that fact, just yesterday, I talked about the one thing, if I agree with anything, the one thing I did like about the debate is the gangster move that I heard that Trump made when it came to the Taliban or Hamas, whoever they was that was killing the soldiers over there in Afghanistan, how he handled that. That was the best part of the debate. Listening to how Trump handled it. As a matter of fact, I think I want to play this. You know what? I must play this because it was gangster. Nobody's saying nothing about the gangster move that Trump. She tried to throw some mud at him and said he invited an assassins to Camp David and tried to say how despicable and disrespectful that was to invite assassins, killers to the Camp David. But Trump had a game in mind. He had an idea in mind. He had a plan in mind about why he was inviting them to Camp David. And I couldn't nobody explain it the way he explained it. So I'm gonna let him do this because I found this funny. At the same time, it showed the strength of a leader, the way he handled it. And it showed that he was gangster. Basically, he was gangster. So let me play this because I found this really fucking funny as fuck. Let me turn this all the way down and let me play this.
If you take a look at that period of time, the Taliban was killing our soldiers, a lot of them, with snipers. And I got involved with the Taliban because the Taliban was doing the killing. That's the fighting force within Afghanistan. They don't bother doing that because, you know, they deal with the wrong people all the time. But I got involved. And Abdul is the head of the Taliban. He is still the head of the Taliban. And I told Abdul, don't do it anymore. You do it anymore, you're going to have problems. And he said, why do you send me a picture of my house? I said, you're going to have to figure that out, Abdul. And for 18 months, we had nobody killed.
You heard him, people. He said for 18 months, there were no American soldiers. There were no American soldiers killed for 18 months. But the way he handled it was gangster. The way Trump handled it, it was gangster how he handled it. He sent him a picture. He said he had the military to have, who I don't know how they did it, satellites, a plane fly over his house or whatever. They took a picture of it and they had him come to Camp David and they gave him the picture. Why am I looking at a picture of my house? You have to figure that out, Abdul, but stop. Man, that was gangster. Nobody's talking about that, but I'm going to say it right here on the Village. That was a gangster move. And I like that. I like how he handled that. And I'm not saying I like how he handled it like it was some comical joke. I like the way he handled it because he handled it like a leader. I find it funny because nobody's paying attention to it. Kamala Harris, she had nothing to say about it. Because what could she say? He handled it like a gangster leader. He handled it like a real leader. And things and results happened. Lives were saved. So I got to give Trump a plus on that. While they're talking about he didn't handle the debate properly and Kamala got to him. They saying all these things about him. Kamala got to him. Well, if Kamala got to him, he got to Kamala too, because they were both throwing mud at each other. It was an equal mud throwing match. The only thing that was unequal was the fact that Trump showed that he had backbone as a leader. He was not going to allow these assassins to intimidate him and kill soldiers. And he stood up like a man. Nobody said anything about that. I got to give the man credit on that. You feel me? If he don't get no credit about the debate, give him credit about the fact that he stood up like a leader and made the Taliban or Hamas, whoever it was that was attacking the soldiers in Afghanistan, he made them back down. He made them back up. And that's how you want a leader to do. So I give him props on that. Man, matter of fact, let me fix something right quick.
Music licensing reimagined.
There you go. All right, so make sure everything is flowing, people. Also, I want to talk about the fact that again, I found it quite odd that nobody's also paying attention. Three things I want to talk about today. Three things I want to point out today on my show. Nobody's paying attention to the fact that we got a brother running for president named Cornel West. Nobody's paying no attention to Cornel West. I'm wondering why. Why is nobody paying no attention to brother Cornel West running for president? Of course, you're not going to have the press. I mean, look, you're not going to have the press saying anything because they don't want to shine no light on what he's talking about. They don't want nobody voting for the man. You know, they want this woman who they chose for us to be president. A woman who we didn't choose to be president. A woman we didn't choose to be vice president. The party chose that. The Democrats made those decisions. I'm pretty sure the delegates had everything to do with it as well. But my point is this. We ain't got nothing to do with it. It's like they don't give a damn about what the community, what the country, what the people within the country feel about what they're doing. That lets you know who's running the party, corporation. So that being said,
Artlist.io.
He be riding on the wave. I ain't got a lot to say. Mine's heavy, give me space. Pine's ready, let me blaze. Spend money, what a waste. Time's money, money pays. You ain't ready for the 8th. She ain't ready for the 8th. He be riding on the wave. I ain't got a lot to say. Mine's heavy, give me space. Pine's ready, let me blaze. Spend money, what a waste. Time's money,
Music
money pays.
licensing reimagined.
She ain't ready for the 8th. Mad as savage, me back and I'm back and it happening, ready to blow. I remember doing deeds with Dirty from the street, they left me on my own. Mom can't asking me about how I got the P, I told her leave it, mum and grow. Then they're ringing up my phone.
Okay, people, I'm back. For some reason, my show disconnected and then tried to sync itself. I even said syncing. I didn't understand. It was sitting on my screen saying syncing. I don't understand that. Ain't make any damn sense. How my show just unsynced itself for some strange reason. Let me see what's popping. Okay, so but I'm back, people, here on the Village Roundtable Talk. As I was stating, let me play Cornel West right quick. If I was going to vote for somebody, really, I'm going to vote for Cornel West if I was going to vote. You feel me? So let me put this up right quick.
Spend money, what a waste. Time's money, money pays. You ain't ready for the 8th. She ain't ready for the 8th.
Check this out.
On the wave. I ain't got a lot to say.
With brother Cornel West. I'm not sure if any of you guys out there, people out there should know who Cornel West is. I know who Cornel West is, okay? Activist, spokesperson, civil rights activist, right? Arthur, teacher. Let me play this right quick.
We have solidarity in the face of catastrophe. Let us march together. Let us fight together. Let us laugh together. Let us dance together. Let us smile together. Let us cry together. We will not allow the organized greed to have the last word. Love supreme or love supreme.
Takes tremendous discipline, takes tremendous courage to think for yourself, to examine yourself. That Socratic imperative of examining yourself requires courage. You know, William Butler Yeats used to say, it takes more courage to examine the dark corners of your own soul than it does for a soldier to fight on the battlefield. Courage to think critically. Courage is the enabling virtue for any philosopher, for any human being, I think, in the end.
People to carry out nonviolent civil disobedience. A couple of dozen people linked arms and were arrested.
Princeton University professor Cornel West was one of 19 people arrested on the steps of the U.S. Supreme Court during a protest against money in politics.
You're joking,
Are you denying us access to a public building?
And we here because we want to keep the family center stage.
Whiteness can't be reduced to white supremacy. You got a whole lot of white brothers and sisters fighting against white supremacy. We got a choice between neo-fascists like Brother Trump or milquetoast neoliberals like Brother Biden. Wow, well, I'm so happy to make a world-shaking decision. You know what I mean?
You almost agreed with me.
No, not at all.
Your solar plexus winds towards my direction.
No,
I got it wrong.
All right.
You got to come back more often. We miss you.
Democrats feeding the Republicans, Republicans feeding the Democrats, and yet poor people, working people, finding themselves pushed to the margins. I believe a Palestinian baby has the same value as an Israeli baby. We have to have people who are in solidarity, who get beyond their petty differences and be able to hold hands symbolically and literally and fight by straightening your backs up.
Well, you heard the brother. You heard Brother Cornel West. I hope people out there know who he is. If you don't, go find out who he is. I'm about to do a show specifically on Brother Cornel West. He has a long history of speaking his mind, a long history of dropping the raw and uncut truth, a long history of speaking about what's going on in this country and the evils that be, you know, and what the direction the country goes into. So Cornel West has a long history of dropping the truth, dropping the raw and uncut. You feel me? He's a teacher, a professor. I'm not sure where he's teaching at right now. Like I say, I'm going to have to do a whole podcast on him because he has a long history. He's written a number of books. So he's an author. He's a lecturer. He's an activist. You feel me? But yet the brother has been around long enough, and he's indigenous to America, that he knows the history of this country, the history of the struggle for so-called black and brown people. He understands what's going on, and he cares about people in general. The man has a love for people in general. So if I'm going to vote for somebody, I'm going to vote for that brother. Do you feel me? So Trump had his opportunity. You know, I would say this much. Trump did more than what Biden was doing. Biden wasn't running anything. The people who handles him, his handlers, are the ones who was running the country under his administration. I don't believe he was running a damn thing. If anything, he was probably just putting in some of the policies that represent him, and that's what you see. Matter of fact, talking about his policies, what cracked me up is if you go onto the White House bulletin about showing the Biden and Harris agenda, is ridiculous. I mean, the lies they saying that they claim that they've done in this country, what they've done for black and brown people. Let me go over here. I must pull this up. Where is it? Right here. Let me pull this up right quick. Let you guys see this.
Music licensing reimagined.
Okay, yeah, here we go, right here. All right. And this right here is The White House. Let me go on over here so you can see what I'm talking about. Where this is straight. Let me go back to Mo. All right, this is their agenda. Okay. Statements from President Joe Biden on the anniversary of September 11th. Let me go back over here where I was at. Briefing room. This is basically their agenda. So let me go down their agenda. The so-called Kamala Harris or / Joe Biden's agenda. Okay. Let me go on down here about some stuff that shocked the hell out of me. Like this right here. Where's it at? Let me go up here. I just go down. I'm just gonna go down the line. Let me turn this down a little bit. Readout of National Security Advisory Jake Sullivan meeting with historical Black colleges, university president on partnership to advance national security. I don't know what historical Black colleges got to do with national security, but that's what they got up there. It's one of their agendas. Readout first ever White House summit on extreme heat. Readout President Joe Biden's meeting with Prime Minister Keir Starmer of the United Kingdom. Memorandum on the continuation of the exercise of certain authorities under Trading with the Enemy Act. Memorandum on delegation of certain sanctions related to authorities under Public Law 11850. Press release bill signed HR 1076 S 1608. This is the things this is on their agenda. This is what they're dealing with. Let me go to 2. Let me go on down to 2. And you're going to hear some press briefing by President Secretary Karen Jean-Pierre, September 13th. Okay. On the record press gaggle by White House National Security Communications Advisor John Kirby. Remarks by President Joe Biden at the brunch in celebration of Black excellence. Let me click on that. Let's check out this. Again, remarks by President Joe Biden at the brunch in celebration of Black excellence. And that's exactly what it is. His remarks. Nothing that he's going to do. Him just congratulating so-called Black folks who are working hard in college and stuff like that. Let me go back over here. Okay. Remarks by President Joe Biden on the 30th anniversary of the Violence Against Women's Act. President's press briefing by President Secretary Karen Jean-Pierre. Fact sheet President Biden and Vice President Harris are delivering for Black America. Now check this out. Let's listen to this. Fact sheet. President Biden and Vice President Harris are delivering for Black Americans. Let me go into that. Okay, I'm going to read this. Check this out. Like I said, it's a bunch of mumbo fucking jumbo. And see, over the past 4 years, President Biden and Vice President Harris have taken action to ensure the promise of America reaches every community, including Black communities. These actions have delivered historic results, enabling more Black Americans to access a quality education, obtain a good paying job, start a business, and buy a home. Bullshit. That's wrong. I'm going to tell you, that's bull. Let me read that again. Over the past 4 years, President Biden and Vice President Harris have taken action to ensure the promise of America reaches every community, including Black communities. These actions have delivered historic results in enabling more Black Americans to access a quality education, obtain a good paying job, and start a business, buy a home, driving significant gains in wealth. From growing economics and educational opportunities to improving health outcomes, from enhancing public trust and public safety to advancing equality, civil rights, and racial justice. The Biden-Harris administration has demonstrated its deep commitment to ensuring equal opportunity for all and investing in the future of Black Americans. This entire thing is bullcrap. I'd like to know what families that she can show and stand on her podium. A number of families, have to be more than 4, more than 2, more than 3, more than 4, more than 5, who, as a result of the Biden's administration, they've gotten these benefits. They've gotten the benefits of quality education, obtaining a good paying job, starting a business, and buying a home. I want you to know, in California, no. nothing that they've done affected the so-called black and brown communities to this effect. It's a lie. This right here is a lie. It's a lie. I don't believe it's happening not only in California. It's not happening in Chicago, where poor so-called black and brown people live. It's not happening in Detroit, where so-called black and brown people live. It's not happening in Philly or New York or New Jersey, where poor black and brown folk people live at. They're lying. This right here is a lie. So why even go into the rest of this mess? Huh? Enabling health disparities, huh? Making communities safer and strengthening America's commitment to justice. Oh, wow. Really? Really? They never passed the George Floyd Bill Act to protect us from killer cops. What are they talking about? Let's see what this says. The Biden-Harris administration is committed to using every available federal lever to advance effective, accountable police, building trust. Let me read that again. Let me read that right. The Biden-Harris administration is committed to using every available federal lever to advance effective, accountable policing, build trust, and improve public safety so that the promise of equal justice under the law is a reality for all. To enhance equal justice and public safety for all communities, including the black community, the president has. This is another lie. It's another lie. So I'd like to know what so-called black community is going to back this up. Like I say, mumbo jumbo, people, when it comes to the Harris and Biden's administration. And she's going to say she's not Joe Biden. She said this in the debate. Why isn't she? Her policies is no different than his. It's sitting right here on the White House bulletin. Anybody can go see it. I'm at it right now. So how is she different than Joe Biden? She's not. She's a liar. Bought raw and uncut, just like that. Huh? Kamala Harris is a liar. Everybody knows she's a liar. She knows she's a liar. She got stuff on the White House bulletin that she's claiming her and Joe Biden did for 4 years. That's a lie. Within 4 years, you got so-called black and brown people still being killed by cops like ain't nothing, like flies. Ain't nothing changed. It's still work as usual. It's still the same. What is she talking about? So I wanted to talk about that. I wanted to mention that. So and I also want to talk about this right here. What's up? What's up with the Democrats in California blocking a reparations bill? Anybody hear about that? Anybody know about the California reparations bill, huh? If you don't, I'm finna play it right now. And guess who blocked it? It wasn't Republicans. They didn't have to. All the Democrats blocked it. The entire Black caucus blocked the reparations bill in California. A bill that was supposed to go before the governor so that he can sign it or veto it. He didn't even get a chance to veto nothing because the entire Democratic Party in California, including the Black caucus, they all vetoed it. Let me play this right quick. Let me play this right quick, okay? Because the Democrats are a joke. Everybody got to know what's up with the Democrats by now. If you don't know how you don't know, I don't know how you don't know. Okay, here we go right here. I must play this. Okay, let me move this out the way. Let me turn this down. Check this out, everybody.
Tonight, the leader of California's reparations task force is speaking out after state lawmakers blocked 2 reparations-related proposals. The California Legislative Black Caucus decided to withhold those bills from moving forward. That led to a big protest at the Capitol over the weekend, as you see here. That's what the video is that you're watching right now. KCRA3 Capitol correspondent Ashley Zavala spoke with the reparations leader.
Yeah, so Ashley, what does she have to say about how this whole session ended over the weekend?
Golston and Lisa, Camila Moore was the chairwoman of California's historic reparations task force. That group wrapped up its work last year after spending years studying the effects of slavery, racial discrimination, and its impact on Black Californians. She says she felt betrayed by the Black Caucus after it decided to block 2 bills she says were fundamental for reparations. Emotions still high after this scene at the state capitol over the weekend.
It's black people stopping their own people from getting their reparations.
Reparations supporters frustrated by the Legislative Black Caucus's last-minute decision to block votes in the Assembly on proposals that would establish a state agency and state fund for reparations.
I said it before and I'll say it again. We can't get nothing and we won't have nothing because we don't have any political representation in Congress. Those so-called black and brown people who are congressmen, who are senators, they don't represent any so-called black and brown communities. None of them. None of them. I don't care how brown the brother is. I don't care how black the sister is. I don't care how, it doesn't matter. They don't represent their communities, where they came from, if they came from any of the communities at all. No, they don't. And that was proof in itself, watching what happened here in California when it came to them voting on the reparations bill. It was not the white candidates, it was the so-called black and brown ones. The Black Caucus, everybody in the Black Caucus voted against it. How the hell that make any damn sense? And let me say this also. Everything on my show that's stated, everything that's played, everything that you hear and see is all for educational and entertainment purposes only. Real talk. Everything I do on my show, I don't make money off of it. I don't monetize it. It's all for educational entertainment purposes only. I should have said that at the beginning of my show. I'm saying it now. There you go. But back again, let me finish playing this. Hey, look, y'all must check this out. I couldn't believe what I was hearing.
The Black Caucus divided, with some saying they were afraid of the governor's veto, while the caucus leader, Assemblymember Lori Wilson, claimed the bills did not have the votes.
I think what happened on Saturday was unconscionable.
Camila Moore led California's reparations task force that helped come up with these recommendations. She did not expect this.
What we saw was a complete betrayal by the California Legislative Black Caucus against their own constituents. They chose to prioritize their ego and their own self-interest over the people that they claim to serve.
It seemed like Democratic legislative leaders were hands-off about this. Do you think they should have stepped in?
I do think that the Assembly leadership, namely the Assembly Speaker, Robert Rivas, should have, intervened. In effect, he sided with the Black Caucus.
How do you, the advocates, the supporters, how do you all move forward here? What are the next steps?
The next step for us is to keep pushing to hold the California Legislative Black Caucus accountable.
Yes on six! Yes on six! We tried to get a response from caucus leader Assemblymember Lori Wilson at a different reparations-related rally that she was supposed to headline at the state capitol Tuesday, but she canceled her appearance. I tried asking supporters about the situation.
Do you have any thoughts that you want to share right now?
They dodged the question. Now, Assembly.
Well, you heard her. You heard her. Even a caucus member that was supposed to speak to the protesters bowed out of speaking to the protesters because what could she say? The entire so-called Black Caucus voted against the reparations bill. 2 bills. They voted against both. And you know what their excuse was? Their excuse was that they were afraid that the governor was going to veto it. You didn't give him a chance to veto it. You didn't give the governor a chance to even look at it. You guys blocked it and voted against it. So how can the governor even have an opportunity to veto anything, to even sign off on anything when it didn't even go across his desk? Because you idiots voted against it, voted against your own, helping your people, voted against something that was should have been done. Man, come on. Okay, these are some of the things I wanted to vent about. I'm talking about some things I want to vent. I want my people to share. You can join me. You chime in. Ain't gonna cost you a dime. You can chime in live right now. You feel me? Let me go on over here and see if anybody is. Again, you can chime in right now. It ain't gonna cost you a dime. Just a bit of your indigenous time. You can chime in. You see the number scrolling across the screen. I'm tired of quoting the number. I'm just gonna let you see. You can see it right at the bottom, right there. 58518. 425-1735. That's the number right there. And you can see the conference key right there. You can chime in and share your thoughts on what I'm talking about right now. Do you feel me? So again, you got an entire so-called Black Caucus. Ain't nobody on the Black Caucus but niggas. You got an entire group of niggas who are paid to do things in favor of their own people, to work on the behalf of their people. The Black Caucus, did they do that? Did they work on the behalf of their people? Did they look out for their people by voting against a reparations bill? You know what? It shouldn't surprise anybody that they did this. You know why? Because it doesn't surprise me. When Ice Cube came out with his America's contract with Black America, do you think the Black Caucus looked at that? If they did, they didn't tell nobody they looked at it. They wanted everybody to think they weren't even going to. It looked like to me they're basically pandering to their masters. We know, and everybody who's woke know what I'm talking about. The people at the Democratic level, at least on the Black Caucus perspective, and everybody else who's a part of the Democratic Party who voted against this bill, who are so-called brown and black, so-called, they were pandering to their masters. That's the only thing I can think of. If anybody got a better answer to that, I would love to hear it. Looked like to me they were pandering to their masters, because we know legally anybody with any any educated or self-educated sense on the perspective of identity in this country, we know Black and African is not a legal status. It's not legal. It's not law-abiding. It puts you in an area of nothingness. So maybe they know that and they're not telling nobody that. Maybe that's the reason why they voted against it, because they knew they couldn't vote on anybody in America. Negroes claiming reparations under the fact that a part of our people, some of our people, not all of our people, were enslaved on plantations in the South. And so they were due reparations, and we are due reparations as a result of that. Well, they must know that those people on those plantations were American NIIJI'S, American Indians, not Black and not African. They know this, so they know they couldn't do anything. So that's why they fumbled the bag, huh? That's why they fumbled the bag, as you hear the brother right here saying. Maybe that's they fumbled the bag. So that being said, people, I had to say something about that. I had to comment on it. I thought that was crazy. So I also want to play a video. I'm pretty sure people have seen this video by Ice Cube. Let me close these other ones out. I also want to, you know what? I tell people all the time when it comes to, they say, are you going to vote? No. Do you vote? I used to vote until I realized it was a waste of my time and my energy. It was a waste of my time and energy to vote. And then finding out that there's a group of people who call themselves the college electorate and another group of people who call themselves the super delegates who actually make the decision, then I knew it was all a joke. Do you feel me? That being said, I'm going to play this right here. I think people should listen to this brother right here. A lot of people don't like this brother. I don't agree with everything that he says, but I will say this much. I agree with more than half of what he says. I'm going to say it like that. Let me put this brother up right quick. Brother Charleston White. I'm pretty sure everybody heard of Brother Charleston White. He's a big name, and everybody either know about him or speaking about him on the internet. So let me play this right quick by Brother Charleston White. I think it's necessary for you to understand something. The brother be dropping gems.
Yeah.
So I'm asking all young Black people not to vote. I'm not voting for the president, Sean. I will not cast a vote for neither Donald Trump nor Kamala Harris this presidential election.
All right, so listen up. State Farm was trying to charge me $197 for car insurance. No, thank you.
Because I know my vote don't count. So I'm going to vote in every part of the election except the president. I'm going to leave that blank. So I'm going to let my electoral college member do their job.
But you used to endorse Donald Trump real heavy though.
Yeah, I did. But I'm hanging out this year because it don't matter. It don't matter. Yeah, I just used to push Trump to make black people mad. I wasn't really into Trump like that.
You heard what he said. It don't matter. It don't matter. So he not going there with that because it don't matter. He's not finna waste his time voting when it don't matter because he knows the game. He know how the game is played. We all should know how the game is played by now. Everybody should know how the game is played. And if somebody doesn't know, then we need to pass it on to our brothers and sisters so that they know. It's a waste of your time to stand in the line. It's a waste of your time to be sitting in that room coloring in little dots on most of the stuff you don't even know what the hell they're talking about. And you're only really going in there just to vote on a candidate that you think is going to be a good candidate because they're not going to do anything that's going to help the little man in the urban communities, the little man in the so-called black and brown communities, or the little woman either. They're not helping that mama, that single mama who's taking care of 3 and 4 kids by herself, living in the ghettos. They're not doing nothing for her. They're not doing nothing for her. Do you feel me? So, and he knows this. Brother Charleston White knows this. He knows it's a waste of our time to go there. Let me go back again and rewind that and play that one more time. You know? Let me play that one more time.
Artlist.io.
Yeah.
So I'm asking all young black people not to vote. I'm not voting for the president, Sean. I will not cast a vote for neither Donald Trump nor Kamala Harris this presidential election because I know my vote don't count. So I'm going to vote in every part of the election except the president. I'm going to leave that blank. So I'm going to let my electoral college member do their job.
You heard what he said. You heard what he said. He said, I'm going to let my electoral college member, I'm going to let them do their job. Like they've been doing for years. Huh? Before anybody knew, before the little man knew what they were doing. Because at one time, nobody knew what they were doing. They've been doing this for years. They've been doing this since the presidency has been in place, since we've had so-called a democratic thing going on. They've been doing this. This ain't nothing new. We just didn't know what they were doing. So that being said, I got that out the way. I want to talk about that. And I also want to, let me see, I want to play this again. A part of my topic, which is why should the NIIJI'S vote? Subtitle, why black Americans didn't back Ice Cube's A Contract with Black America. Did you hear me? That's a question mark I have too. Why didn't black Americans support and back up A Contract with Black America that was sponsored by Ice Cube? I don't think a lot of Negroes understood A Contract with Black America. I'm gonna be honest with you. Let me see. Do I got it up right here? Oh yeah, there we go, right there. All right, it's going on behind my back right now, right there. Okay, yeah.
Music licensing.
All right, let me get rid of that, and let me go on over here. I've been wanting to play this. I've been wanting to do this for a while. Again, why didn't we as a people? Why didn't we support? And I'm saying we because the house Negroes in Hollywood, the house Negroes, the bourgeois Negroes who've been born and raised with a platinum spoon in their mouth. That's Negroes, bourgeois elite Negroes. That's Negroes who come from a family of money. Yeah, they exist and they live in this country. I call them traitors. Yeah, because what are they doing for their people? Nothing. They've been taught and programmed not to do nothing for their people. So they try to do little sneaky shit because they don't want to be exposed, don't want to be seen. They don't want the government because that's the agreement they have with their fucking, I don't know, their elite white brothers. I don't know, not to be seen, but they play this little snake shit, but they don't do nothing for nobody. They sit behind the scenes, but they don't do nothing for nobody. They're looking out for themselves. So again, you got the house Negroes in Hollywood. You got the sellouts and traders who are bourgeois niggas. That's the ones who got money, been in this country for years. Some of them are mixed, some of them are not. Some of them are mixed with other groups. And come on, yeah, y'all know who y'all are. And then we got the just misinformed people who just don't know. All right, we understand that. But I'm talking about the people who knew, the people who have money, who knew what Ice Cube was doing and it was the right thing to do. I see a brother right here, comment. He said worth expanding on. Yeah, I agree. I see a brother right there. What's happening, my brother? I see you right there. You can also call in if you want to share your perspective. You can call in on the show. I got a toll-free number scrolling right here at the bottom of the screen, which is 518-425-1735. That's the toll-free number. If you hear anywhere in the United States, if you in Mexico, if you in Canada, it ain't gonna cost you a dime to chime in, and you can share your thoughts. People can hear you. I can hear you, and everybody can hear you. The World Wide Web can hear you. Right there, 518-425-1735. And the conference key is 976776. My brother, if you can chime in, Brother Sean, chime in, man. Shine and join me and share your thoughts on what I'm talking about. Okay? Again, why didn't the so-called black and brown community, because this would have also affected our brown Mexican brothers too, who are born and raised here in North America. Why didn't the so-called black community band behind Ice Cube and support the contract with Black America? I think that's a sad case that we didn't support Brother Cube like he should have been supported. He definitely didn't have the backing of the entertainment. He didn't have the backing of Hollywood. He didn't even have the backing of niggas who are playing football and basketball and baseball. They should have been backing the brother. Truly, there's a lot of house niggas in America. A lot of house niggas in America. This is just my opinion. Do you feel me? Because if I was a nigga and I had a bunch of money, if I was a football player, baseball player, basketball player, do you feel me? If I was an entrepreneur, if I was a owner of a corporate, I'm backing Ice Cube. I wouldn't give a damn about what my fellow elite white brothers were saying or any other house Negro was saying. But see, the thing about it, people are always looking to not jeopardize their career, not to jeopardize their job, because see, they know that the system has the power to take your money away. We saw that happen to who? Kanye West, when they was threatening to take his, they blocked his bank account. They showed him what they can do. But see, we have to not care and be afraid of that. This is where unity come in at. This is where they know they can divide and conquer. Do you feel me? And that's exactly what they do. They divide and conquer. They're good at that. They're masterful at that. Do you feel me? See, when Kanye West didn't have nobody supporting him, he still carried on, just like Ice Cube did. Ice Cube still pushed on with a contract with Black America, even though he didn't have nobody supporting him. He didn't have nobody in the entertainment industry, in Hollywood, huh? He didn't have any football, basketball, baseball players supporting him. They had people interviewing him, but nobody standing right next to Cube saying, yeah, I got your back, Cube, on this. We agree. The entire American Aboriginal community should have had Cube's back on a contract with Black America. That said, I want to play this video with iCube dropping the Raw and Uncut the last time he was talking about this. I want to play this right quick. So let me do that right quick.
What's cracking? You know what it is. It's your homeboy Ice Cube. And some of you may not have realized that I'm not part of the club. And a lot of you listening to me right here, right now, you're not part of the club either. And what I realized with the club is what makes them so mad is when you don't want to be a part of their fucking club. That pisses them off. What club am I talking about? I'm talking about the club of gatekeepers that we all got to deal with. You know who they are, and they definitely know who they are. A lot of people would be like, what? Who? Come on, man, stop playing. So ever since I put out the contract with Black America, you know they've been fucking with me. Here and there, this and that. But it's cool, you know. I expect that. You know, I've been working with, on the Pt3 for a long time, and you know how they've been fucking with me with that. I done made it, plain, simple, and clear what they've been doing. The NBA been fucking with us. Now, a lot of people might say, like, well, but Cube, you want to work with the NBA. Really, I don't give a fuck about working with the NBA. What I want them to do, when I say work with us, is to stop working against us. Stop doing that bullshit behind the scenes that we know you're doing. Mainstream media, they ain't fucking with us. And that's cool. We can do it ourselves, you know what I'm saying? We still on the rise without these motherfuckers. So we don't need them, you don't need them. So what am I gonna do to deal with these motherfucking gatekeepers? Well, what I'm gonna do is go on a Fuck the Gatekeepers podcast tour. And I'm gonna go talk to everybody, and get a chance to get my message out to the people. Be able to let people hear from me, and you might agree, you might not, but the important thing is, for me to go on these platforms, say what I feel about what I think. And, some people may get pissed off because I'm going to talk to everybody. I'm not playing. And it's gonna be a crazy summer. It's gonna be fun. Appreciate y'all. Always support the Pt3. Hopefully I'm doing stuff that you guys dig. I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for people that's bored as fuck in the summer with summer sports and want something cool like the Pt3. So here we are. Appreciate you. Much love, much respect from your homeboy Ice Cube. Remember that.
You heard him. That was Cube himself. You heard him himself. He's talking about the gatekeepers. You heard him talk about the gatekeepers. Who are the gatekeepers? He says, stop playing. He's the other way. Y'all know who the gatekeepers are? Huh? Well, let me give you an example of the gatekeepers. In basketball, who are the gatekeepers in basketball? That's them owners who own the team. Doesn't matter who you talking to, manager, administrator, defensive manager. Doesn't matter who you're talking to. You're talking to the people who run the basketball building, who control. It doesn't matter who you're talking to. You know why? What matters is the people whose names is on that check. The people who own the team, the owners. Yes, the ones who pay. Who prime example, like when it comes to the NFL. You only see Roger, what's his name? Roger Goodell. Yeah, this white man who acting like he's big wig of the NFL, like he's the big dog on the fucking board. But you know what? It's the people who pay him to talk for them. You feel me? So that's who the gatekeepers are when it comes to the entertainment industry, when it comes to the athletic industry, when it comes to the athletic business, like football, basketball, baseball. The people who own the teams. When it comes to Hollywood, the people, the money behind Hollywood. Do you feel me? They didn't like Ice Cube trying to help his people. Now, everybody have seen a contract with Black America slowly kind of fade into obscurity. You don't hear Cube talking about it no more. You don't hear anybody talking about it anymore. Do you feel me? Why? Because a contract, if you go check out a contract with Black America, if you go, let me, I think I might just have. Let me go see, make sure I got a copy of a contract with Black America. I think I got a copy of it right here. Let me see. I know I got, let me turn this up, right? Let me see, right here.
Artlist.io.
Let me see. I'm gonna let you now. This is a copy of a contract with Black America. This is a copy, but it's on video on YouTube for anybody to check out. If you go to the website that Ice Cube used to have, I say used to because it's been attacked by so many hackers that it needs to be reconstructed. You go to it now, the website is not even there no more. But before the website left, I used to go to the website all the time, and it was actually crippled before he took it down. The website was crippled it was being attacked by a lot of hackers, so he just took it down eventually. But hopefully he put it back up there. But you can also find copies. Let me see. You can find copies of a contract with Black America. You heard what Brother Charleston White said. He said he's not voting because it's a waste of time. You feel me? Why he say it's a waste of time? It's a waste of time because there's a group of people that actually control who's going to be president every time they put a sitting president in position. So that's why he saw it as a waste of time. Let me see. I'm going to play the document, not just the video.
Artlist.io.
All righty. Is this it right here? Okay, I got it right here. I can actually play. Yeah, let me let everybody see this right here. I mean, if you haven't seen a contract with Black America, you ought to go check it out. It's straight to the point. Straight to the point. Let me see.
I need to know everything. Now you be surprised at the info you get is by letting them talk, so I'm letting them talk. Gotta keep quiet, maneuver in signs to let them in, talk up their body, another one body, that's just how it
Music
goes.
Okay.
I'm shaking the game so they stay on their toes.
Let me put this up right quick.
I can play with the pros and act like a rookie, so they overlook me. They're not developed again, none of their knows, none of them cold.
Okay.
Just got lucky but never adapted, so I'm to the one if it's coming to blows. My enemies cutting it close. I let them think that they got me.
There it is right here. You can go get that. I just Googled it and pulled it up. I had it. I got it in my filed away. I didn't feel like looking at my. I got a lot of files to go look through looking for just that. I thought, but I also thought I had it on my links. But I went and found it right here. Everybody can see a contract with Black America. Let me make sure I ain't got too many of them open. Okay. So again, here it is right here. Contract with Black America. Now, let me turn this down. This was put up in 2020, as it says, as citizens and lawmakers both, we are joining to demand the contract with Black America to be addressed immediately to finally create the more perfect union all Americans deserve. As such, it seems time for a complete paradigm shift in how we run our instructions and operate our country. The problems facing America are too deep and wide to simply reform one area or another. Long-lasting solutions demand a comprehensive, thorough rethink of America so that each new approach to each area supports success of the others. The contract with Black America will provide conceptual approaches in several areas. Now, if you go down and check out what he's talking about, he got everything here on bullet points. Like bullet point 1, Build to guarantee Black opportunity and representation. Why? Because we don't have any political representation. Adopt a plan of neo-reconstruction to address past wrongs systematically imposed on Black Americans economically throughout many generations that has resulted in a wealth gap where the average white family has 10 times the wealth of a Black family. In addition to some of the economic initiatives listed below, also formally apologize to Black Americans for past discriminations and slavery. Additionally, Black opportunity and representation will include affirmative action in schools, public and private, per student funding in state on an equal basis instead of paid by local property taxes. Black representation on all government civil rights and bodies, civil rights classes, mandatory in elementary school. Man, come on, man. This thing is tight. I can't believe Negroes reject this. Look at this. I mean, affirmative action in schools, public and private, per student funding in state on equal basis instead of paid by local property taxes, which they still do today. Black representation on all government civil rights bodies. My goodness. Civil rights classes mandatory in elementary school. Gerrymandering reform. Additional polling places in Black and minority neighborhoods. June 10th to become a federal holiday. That's just bullet point 1. Okay. Bullet point 2. Bank lending reform. Come on, man. Black lending will be regulated to require banks to lend a percentage of all loans and credit categories on an equal basis to Black populations each bank serves. However, the minimum threshold must yearly meet the percentage equal to the national bank population, currently approximately 13.4%. Rates on Black loans federally and from banks to be same average rates as whites. Man, come on, man. List goes on. People, do you see this? Now, I want you to know the original contract with Black America was way deeper than this. This is basically a summary of what he believed how to tackle core things that could actually help improve the so-called Black and brown community. These are core things that he believed that could actually help improve. But if you actually go look at the original contract with Black America, it was pages. It was like, at least probably, I don't think I will be exaggerating by saying that it was at least 10 pages long, if not longer. Because I've read the original contract, and it was deep. So y'all see this right here. I'm gonna put this link on my page. So if anybody want to go check this out, you can go check this out. I'll link it on my, matter of fact, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna link it. When I go off air, I'm gonna link it so everybody can go check it out. But you heard it, people. You heard Ice Cube talking about the gatekeepers of trying to, mad at him because he put together this for his people. Because he put something together like no motherfucking artist in the industry, in the hip hop industry today or ever. He put together something to help his people. So let me take this off screen. Let me come back up here.
Music licensing.
What time is it right now? I've been on the air for a while now. I'm gonna get off the air. Ain't nobody joining me. I see the brother. I got one brother who's watching my thing. I appreciate the one brother who's watching. Maybe people go watch the video after I upload the video on YouTube. You feel me? And anybody, it'll also be in the village. I got a village round. Let me turn this down. I got a village roundtable talks forum on Facebook. You can go check that out, and I also have it. I have it up. This video, this session will be in my village on Facebook as well as on YouTube. You feel me? You can check out my channel on YouTube. You feel me? Right now, I'm live on YouTube. I'm live on Facebook right now. I'm not on Instagram. Instagram only allow me to do a show for no more than like 30 minutes, and then it cuts me off. So that's how Instagram works. But other than that, people, I just wanted to share some things, and I share some things with you. I share, I don't understand why we as a people, I don't know what we're looking for. You feel me? What Ice Cube I think what Ice Cube did is a beautiful thing. You feel me? And we should embrace that. We should embrace what Ice Cube. That should never go away right there. Until that's implemented, that should be there. And you see what they've done here in California. The bill went up to go, just all they had to do was okay it, and it would have went before the governor to sign. He wanted to see them put together a reparations bill, which would explain everything, the disparity, the economics, the history, how it affects us today. And that's all he had to, he just wanted to see it. And then he would have signed off on it. But they say he wouldn't have signed off on it. But how we know when you're the guys who didn't sign off on it? The so-called Black Caucus, huh? The entire Democratic Party in California, they all blocked it. That means every nigga in the Democratic Party. And nigga, if you don't consider yourself a nigga, your complexion consider you a nigga, not your money. So, every nigga in the Democratic Party and every brown face as well, they all said no. They blocked it. They didn't have to give, the Republicans didn't have to block nothing. The governor didn't have to veto nothing because they stopped it. So that right there should let us know we don't have political representation. This is why nothing is done about nothing when it comes to the ghetto, when it comes to the so-called Black and brown communities, middle class and poor. It doesn't matter. So there you go right there, people. That being said, I'm finna get ready to get off the air. I'm going to play a little bit of music, though, and then I'm going to head off the air. So, I'm going to look, I got to take a break for a minute anyway. So let me take this break, and I'll be right back. Take a break for a minute. I'll be right back.
Still in the muddle to my neck, I love a spy day. I still lit the world's way, shoulder showing all game. Still on one on my off days. Step up first and color skin over the brown spray. Looking cool as fuck as I walk away. Get the job
Music
done. I'm James
licensing
Bond in the
reimagined.
James. This is not a cosplay. Swear I'm living real life. And every time I don't write when it feels right. They see the win streak, damn that shit is long-winded. I don't see you at the top. You cannot visit or the Dave's hot chicken at a crib with some God bitches. Get me on any beat, you know I'm going off with it. And when my time comes and that shit'll come, know I'm ready. Always hit what I aim for, bitch, I hold it steady. I feel for anybody trying to step in the way of this. I handle shit by any means, you know that's just the way. And when my time comes and that shit'll come, know I'm ready. Always hit what I aim for, bitch, I hold it steady. I feel for anybody trying to step in the way of this. I handle shit by any means, you know that's just the way it is.
Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io.
Yeah, it's a race against the clock. Once I get a taste, then it's impossible to stop. Yeah, it's a race against the clock. Now keep rising to the top.
Music licensing reimagined.
Hey, people. Again, this is JC, aka Afro Black, here at the Village Roundtable Talks. Do you feel me? I share some of my thoughts on the debate. I share some of my thoughts on the fact that we as so-called Black and brown people should be supporting Cornel West. Yes, to put a monkey wrench in both parties' programs. Do you feel me? If you're going to vote for Cornel West. Cornel West for president. Do you feel me? You don't know who he is? Google Cornel West for president and you'll see who I'm talking about. Do you feel me? He's an independent. He's not a Democrat or a Republican. He's an independent. He's running independently. Do you feel me? Now, if he switched over to the Democratic thing, I wouldn't be surprised, but you have to let me know what's up with that. I'm going to do a podcast on him. He has a long career in education, a long career as an activist and a lecturer and a spokesperson and an author. Do you feel me? Speaking on behalf of the people. So a lot of the young people might not know that much about him. And I'm pretty sure there's a group of young people in college who do know about him because he's, he speaks at a lot of colleges and stuff as well. So as well, I spoke about how I thought about the California Democrats and the so-called Black Caucus who voted against 2 reparation bills that could have went before the California governor to sign. They didn't get a man a chance to sign or veto nothing because they vetoed it themselves. So I gave my thoughts on that. Do you feel me? And I also shared my thoughts on the fact that we as so-called Black and brown people should also be supporting So we should be supporting. Again, I'm gonna say we should be supporting, and we should have supported when it first came out, Ice Cube's contract with Black Americans that was put together by Brother Cube and a number of educational professionals who helped him put it together. Do you feel me? And he shot that at the Biden administration when it was running for president back in I think that was 2020 or 2021, something like that. And they didn't even want to look at it. That's to let you know the Dems don't give a damn about us. There shouldn't be a Negro running around calling himself a Dem. By now, this year, 2024 should have told every so-called Negro who calls himself a Dem should have realized I don't think I'm going to do that no more. That leaves a bad example, a bad flavor in your mouth, a bad stain on your brain to call yourself a Dem, because it don't look like the Democratic Party give a damn about so-called Black and brown people. Yeah. Well, there was that one senator, AOC. Yes. What is she doing for the Latino community? Nothing. The Latino community don't have real, true political representation. They need representation too. I said Black and brown folks. That's the so-called Negro, aka American Indian, and the Mexican, who's also a mixed American Indian or a Native American. You feel me? We don't have true Black and brown people. We don't have real, true, honest, raw and uncut, true, anybody standing up for the poor or inner cities or the middle class so-called Black and brown people. So while the so-called middle class thinking that you ain't got no representation, I know I'm mostly speaking for the poor. Again, I'm mostly speaking for poor Black and brown folks. But when you talk about the Black and brown middle class, y'all ain't got no representation either. Y'all got the same representation that we got, zero. So don't think you got anything. Ain't none of them people up there represent, because you can't be them. You ain't them. Middle class people want to be rich people. You ain't rich. Unless you was born. Wealthy people are born with that. Elite people are born with it. They born with a platinum spoon in their mouth. So that being said, I want that was the last thing I wanted to talk about. You feel me? One of the three main issues, the fact that, we the debate, I want to comment on. I gave my thoughts on that. But also my main comment, the three things was Cornel West. We commented on that, and I also commented on the fact that the Democrats are nothing but a bunch of Democrats who shut down the reparations bill in California. And also why we should be supporting Brother Ice Cube's a contract with Black America. We need to support that. That should never go nowhere. Everybody should have a copy of this. I got a copy of this on my computer and on my laptop. I'm going to say it again. Anybody who call themselves an American Indian or call themselves so-called a Black American, and you got nothing but roots in this country, not outside this country, you should have a copy of Ice Cube's contract with Black America. You should have a copy of it in your computer, on your laptop, in your files. You should have a copy of it, because it's very extensive, it's very detailed, and it's very specific, and it's talking about us here in America, and we are old, and we've been old. Everybody getting theirs but us. Do you feel me? We're going for us to get ours and get our bag. You know what we got to do? We got to unify and come together as a people so that we can have our own political representation in Congress. That's what we need. Real talk. So on that note, I'm finna stay out of here, people. I'll be back either next week or the week after next. I might pop in. Every other Sunday I do a show, but I'll still pop in and do some updates and talk about what I'm doing and what I'm not doing, and if I'm making any changes, or if I'm going to postpone a show, I will come on and say something. So you feel me? Other than that, I'm outie. So I'm finna play some music and then I'm out of here. As always, may the great spirit mother bring us together under the unity and love of her peace. That being said, I'm outie. One love. And feathers up to all my indigenous brothers and sisters. Let's stay woke and let's keep the tomahawks up. Do you feel me? One love. I'm outie.
Music licensing reimagined.
I'm on the way up, going all the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up, going all the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up, going all the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up, going all the way up. I'm on a new level. I'm on a new level. I'm on a new level, leveling up. I'm on a new level. I'm on a new level. I'm on a new level, leveling up.
Artlist.io.
I'm on a new level. I'm on a new level. I'm on a new level. Leveling up. I'm on a new level. I'm on a new level. I'm on a new level. Leveling up.